Thank you. Hi. Hello. Parlez-vous français? All right. So yeah, why I started with French, you will see later, and I'm going to tell you something about databases, software design, and product life cycle. The situation that I'm going to describe, the journey I'm going to take you through, has happened both in our professional life and also in private life. So, joining those two situations together, I decided, whoa, I need to tell someone about it. That's why I created this talk. I'm self-deployed. We are doing Python, Django, React, Pixie, e-commerce, generally web development, NGO protection systems, a lot of stuff. Yeah, and let's go. First steps. I assume that we all have good imagination. So let's imagine that we all speak Polish. I guess not everyone speaks Polish really here, but the situation is that I was giving this talk in France some time ago. So this imagination, this speaking Polish was a good example, but I didn't have time to convert code examples to French. So, but you will get what I mean later. Okay, so imagine that we work for one company. We are a startup glossary incorporation, and we are building glossary software, and we'll sell it to customer. Okay, let's begin. So first, we would like to gather some requirements. It will be a database system, probably only for local market, and system will be used from the console. Yeah. Like back to the 90s maybe, yeah. And there will be a glossary available for in many languages, just for internal companies use. It should have translate feature, and yeah, well, bravo, we have a first customer. And they want to insert data directly to database. So it's pretty simple requirements. System looks rather raw. So let's design a database schema. Just straightforward, not like a Google Translate. We just translate everything. First approach. Yeah. So we have określenias. Yeah, we have określenias, and each określenie has a translation into a language, język. Yeah, is it clear? Okay, so let's show a quick demo. Yeah, that's the implementation. Yeah, it's pure SQL. In this case, it's PostgreSQL. Can you see? Can you see it? Oh, it's quite hard. Yeah, so we create tables. Okay, I'm not going to deeper into details, right? We insert some test values, and we have our function that translates terms, pojęcias, or how we call it. Yeah, you see it's some mixture of Polish and SQL commands. Okay, so let's load it. You might not see it, but it's just loading the. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I just loaded it to the database. And okay, this might be. I will use DB shell in this case, right? let's maybe translate język into French. Yeah, okay, we got some results, so that's good, right? Okay, yeah, I showed the UI. So the first success, we sold this software to customer incorporation. We've earned money. They installed it on a server. They use it, and we license it, right? They cannot modify schema because they will lose warranty. Of course, if they play something around, they lose warranty. So we are safe. And after some time, of course, customer incorporation likes a lot our product, but they hire more staff. They add more things to the glossary, and they have an admin who is responsible for maintaining the glossary, inserting things into database, adding new terms, stuff like that. But she gets more and more busy as the company grows. And she realized that there are web browsers. It would be maybe nice to insert things through graphical user interface and delegate it to other less technical people. Okay, so now role switch. Again, your imagination. We are customer incorporation. So we have the system. We expand. We want something more. So we ask Glossary for graphical user interface, but unfortunately they're busy supporting other customers and rewriting their software. You will learn why later. They moved development center to France, let's say. They need to hire developers speaking Polish to maintain the code. You saw that many parts of the code were in Polish, so it's quite hard to get what's going on if you don't know Polish. Most of you are lucky, so you could work in this company and help them. Yeah, so Glossary Incorporation estimates that they can do this GUI in 1-2 years. It's a little bit too long for our needs. We'd like to start using better, improved software at most 1 month. Okay, so we asked Wifix Incorporation for the help, but we say to them, no new system. We cannot accept any new system. We got used to this old system. We like it. All people in our company got used to it. There is no option. Even if you give us the new system for free, we won't get it. It's too much hassle for us. We won't change. So that's the requirement. All right. So again, role switch. Now let's imagine that we are Wifix Incorporation and we are using Django. Okay, so we got as Wifix we got access to this database, but remember we cannot modify existing schema, so we cannot apply any migration to existing models, but maybe we can do something. So what I'm going to do now is, I'll create a new app called Terms. Actually, I did that already, so it's just a Django admin command to create an app, and I'm going to reverse engineer the database we got access to. So maybe I'll show it like this. Yeah. So I'm going to use inspectdb and overwrite overwrite empty terms models. Okay, so this happened. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so as you see, Django has generated us some code. Yeah. Yeah, like most of us are lucky that we know Polish, so we kind of get idea what's going on here. Yeah, but if you are French guys or any other non-Polish speakers and non-English speakers at the same time, you could get confused. Yeah. So yeah, you see, yeah, a little bit weird. But okay, we have this. Yeah. So let's try to run it. Yeah. So did I add it to? Yeah, it's added to the installed apps. Great. So we can run it. Okay. Maybe I will run it here because then you will see. Yeah, so we have some system checks issues. Django is not that smart to get the relations are clashing. So let's fix it. Yeah, we have two foreign keys to the same table, so we'll create here related name. Let's say how can we call it? Source translations, let's say, yeah. And then, sorry. Okay, so yeah, it's better. We have unapplied migrations. Those are. Who of you is not familiar with Django? I can maybe just give you more details about that. What's going on? Everyone is happy with what I'm doing in the Django console? Because last time I did the presentation, actually it happened that many people haven't heard about Django before, so I learned that it's better to ask. Okay? Whoa, great. Everyone is writing Django here. So we'll migrate the schema. Yeah, this we could do because we are not modifying existing tables. Django adds some tables to store sessions, for example, or some internal stuff, users, but it's not clashing with the original models that we inherited in that place. So we were lucky, but could happen that the owners of the original creators of the database actually use kind of the same table. So we would need to work around that. Okay, so we migrated that. Let me create also super user so I can log into the system. Okay, it's too simple, yeah, but it's for the presentation, so I can do that. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let's run server again. And we can access admin now. Okay, but we don't see anything else. Because we need to add something to admin. We need to register models in admin. So just to speed it up, I'm not gonna type, just uncomment. It's as simple as that. Yeah, we were tłumaczenie język określenie, and yeah, it's there. So let's see what if we can see things that are already in a database. Yeah, we can do. We can see. It's not very helpful because it just says object. So let's fix it. We can create string method and return let's say code and like that. Oh, sorry. Okay, so as you see, it's better already. Let's do something similar for other models. And here what we can do, here we have nazwa and music. Yeah, well, what can we do better here? Yeah? And here maybe, yeah, maybe we can want here just ISO code will be better, and in that case we can use let's do like this. Okay, so we should see, yeah, it's a little bit more usable. Should be enough for the customer. Yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can still use the old system. Yeah, we can. It still works. So we didn't break anything so far, which is great. I think I can even add more things. We can add, let's say, niemiecki with this ISO code. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so let's get back to the presentation. Yeah, so we've eliminated system checks errors, unapplied migrations also. We registered models to the admin, added strings so it's usable in the admin interface, and we've checked that the original system works. So great success. We've delivered UI. Customer is happy. Admin is happy. She has less work. Customer incorporation didn't lose warranty, and communication with customer is at the same level. So, I mean, everyone still can communicate without any breaking things. Nothing changed in the schema. All is good. But yeah, you've seen that. It's not pretty nice. It's a little bit messy. Well, also if you imagine if you wanted to build some views, you would see code like that, yeah. Some Polish word, some Django stuff, and then again Polish mixture of Polish words. Not pretty. But there are also other problems. Code can go out of sync with the database. So, for example, if guys from Glossary Incorporation decide to migrate schema, because they can do that, they own this part of the system, WeFix is a little bit not in a good situation because probably everything will break because we rely on a model, on a database schema provided by third party. So yeah, so every time this happens, we need to communicate. Maybe customer needs to communicate, or I don't know. It's a little bit problematic. And now let's retrospect, because maybe each company could have done better something. Yeah, about Glossary Incorporation. What should they do? I think that first of all, design system in English. That will help a lot for them and for anyone later inheriting or touching the code or or database. Do not think only about local market. Think that one day you could be hiring non-native speakers, right? So if you are a Polish company, maybe in 1 or 2 years' time, you'll need to hire people that don't speak Polish. And yeah. And of course, avoid using only database to build application. I think it's a good idea to use some framework, other layer on top of database to add application logic. And write tests. Customer incorporation. Honestly, I think they didn't do anything wrong in this scenario. They just wanted to order a product, working product, and just have it, have support, and be happy. So they had some budget, right? Maybe they could have evaluated some more options, asked some consultants, but again, I don't think that they could have done any better. But why should we care as developers, as people attending meetups, as people who write software? Because different companies rely on us, and we should provide them with the best practices. We are responsible for IT reputation, and also we should learn from other mistakes. That's why I shown those few pitfalls. About Wifix, yeah, they had hard decisions to make. Translating tables or not translating code or not. Of course, extra time would be required to translate it, to build some facade, and maybe in the code you could have it more proper. In Django, we can use db column or db table, some kind of aliases. Yeah, extra time and extra effort required, but maybe worth it. The issue I showed you that if glossary incorporation changes schema, system won't work anymore. So maybe there should be some validations, checks. Again, tests, and yeah, maybe they could try to pay for customer to drop legacy system, but then they would need to earn money somehow else. Okay, so other takeaways, legacy systems. As I showed, design smell. Are we familiar with the term code smell? Yeah. So in that case, we've seen code smell, but that was caused by really design smell, but some bad decisions made by people in other companies. Yeah, so you should be beware of that when working with legacy systems, but also when working with new systems, because in legacy systems you sometimes cannot do anything. Yeah, like in this situation, because of the licensing stuff, couldn't even touch that. But how the hell they created the system like that? So yeah, they haven't been on this presentation. Yeah, but so use English in all the code you create, not only in Python code, but also in databases, backend, frontend, everywhere. And this applies to also for students when you're coding for fun, for university projects. Just do that. It's because if you don't do that, you will learn it as a bad practice, and it will continue. Yeah, and educate your friends and teachers, and this will avoid dogpile effect on the software layers that rely on the layer you are actually building. And why I did say here educate your friends and teachers? Actually, that's the second reason why I created this presentation. Uh, First was our professional experience in the company, but the other reason is that my fiance went to the database course. This was in France, and imagine what. I looked what she's doing, and they were creating a system using only French names, everything in French. So then I said, "Whoa!" Like, and those two situations happen maybe in half a year or 1 year time. So it really happens nowadays. Not, I don't know. Maybe in Poland it's not like that, but you can tell me. I guess there are still universities and teachers that don't care because why? So yeah, take time and educate. Of course, when some general suggestion, write tests, be open for multicultural environment, because you never know with whom you're going to work next month, next year. Maybe your boss is going to hire people from abroad. Yeah, adopt good practices, always do proper research, and contribute to open source. Because if you contribute to open source, I think that it's harder to see code like that. People expect that if something is open source, it's rather in English, right? Naturally. So yeah, and great success can be a surprise, like Glossary Incorporation. They wrote a system, like maybe students wrote them or I don't know who, but it was success anyways. Yeah. So, but then there were troubles. Okay. Do we have any questions? Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, when Django created the models and the fields and the names were in Polish, for the classes it skipped the Polish characters, but for the names of the fields it didn't. Do you know why?
So you mean this situation? Okay. DB table, yeah? Yeah. It's a good question. I don't know. Probably it's Python 3.7. So it's good question actually. Do you know something with dictionaries? Maybe. Okay, it's actually good question. Yeah, it's a coincidence actually here, but yeah, because here is an attribute of a class, yeah, and here is a class name. So maybe there are some restrictions, but I think if we did. Yeah, it should work. So I believe it's just a Django thing. The generator, maybe regex inside, just allows only ASCII characters for the classes, the generator itself.
Hey, I have a question. Like, do you know any tool or the way that the Django admin would dynamically display models based on the current state of DB, like without reading the data from the DB and building models on top of that, but just making a flexible models that would read whatever is in DB?
No, I'm not sure if it's even possible. Yeah, but what you could do, you could just do the same what InspectDB does, but on the fly. Yeah, that's basically what you could do, and yeah, maybe some glue around it, and you could automate that. But I'm not sure if it could be really helpful. It's always, from our practice, if you reverse engineer the database, you always want to tune the output that comes from the automated tool. So you saw like the strings are useless, or there are some missing things. Maybe you want to remap some fields. So I don't think you would want to do that really. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. So just thank you to my fiancé who decided to attend database course, my great team and reviewers, all of you attending, and Adam who made the presentation slot free. Yeah. So yeah, I got notified like 2 days before the presentation, and here's my contact. And yeah, of course we are hiring. Yes. Yeah. Just need to say that. Thank you again.